when we're talking about, I knew that today I was going to be talking about, trying to be a light and trying to be an inspiration to other people. A candle loses nothing by lighting another candle. A candle loses nothing by lighting another candle. How is that not emblematic of everything that we can be as men, everything we can be as villains, everything that we can be as people, citizens of the world? I think there's another part to that too, whereas there's things sometimes that will be pushed in front of you to see how you react to them, to give you a chance to react to them in a positive way, to give you a chance to completely ignore them, or to give you a chance to act in a negative way to whatever this challenge is, to whatever this thing is that comes before you, right? Too often we're so worried about what somebody's going to take from us. What does it really hurt me to let that person in front of me? Does it really hurt me to hold back for a few seconds and let somebody, cut in front of me in the line in the store? Does it really hurt me to allow somebody else to shine? Does it hurt me in any way, shape, or form to allow someone else that light, to allow them to shine? No, it doesn't. What are we doing as bearded villains? We are trying to help others. We are trying to bring other people into the fold of bearded villains when we scout people, when somebody comes in as a supporter, when somebody comes in as a hopeful. A candle loses nothing by lighting another candle. There's guys out there, I'm sure, that like the spotlight on them. They want to be seen for, all the wrong reasons. But to be able to bring somebody else into the fold of the bearded villains, there's some guys that I know of that are interested in the bearded villain community. They want to become bearded villains. Great men, right? Great men already in their own right, who could only benefit the bearded villains as a whole by becoming a bearded villain, but their lives can also become better because of the bearded villain brotherhood, right? So you lose nothing by giving somebody else that chance to shine. It's so perfect for what we as bearded villains and as men, what we go through in life, that we can bring somebody else into the bearded villain community that's going to benefit, and it's really going to benefit the bearded villains by knowing them. And by lighting that candle, showing them the brotherhood, showing them what they can be a part of, showing them what it can do for them, but in turn, they shine it back on us and show us what they can bring to the brotherhood. There's been some amazing men that have stepped in and in short order become a very, very important part of the bearded villains in short time, right? We all know those people. We all know people who have come in, whether it's just within 6 months before they even, get a villain patch or something. They come in and they affect a change. They exude that positivity and they inspire people in their actions and their words. And sometimes people get cut down for trying to, overstep because they've only been around for so long. Those are the people that snuff out other people's candles, right? Those are the ones that they don't understand that you can be somebody else's light. You can light somebody else's candle, and it takes nothing away from you. I want to remind everybody that you can do that regardless of where you are in life, where you are in BV. It doesn't matter if you're a hopeful. It doesn't matter if you're a supporter or if you're already elite. I don't care if you have that Beard of Mayhem patch. Kudos to you. Great. And it probably means, if you have that Beard of Mayhem patch, that you are one of those people that is that fully comprehends that idea that you can be somebody else's light, right? That you can give light to somebody else's candle and it doesn't take away from yours. But it doesn't matter where you are on your journey, where you are on your BV journey, where you are on your life journey. It just matters that you recognize the chances that come before you to be somebody else's inspiration. It can be something small. We're not talking about grand gestures here. You can make somebody's day simply by opening a door for them. It doesn't cost you anything, but that simple gesture can make somebody's day. More of us, more men, women, children even. We need, I mean, let's not even get into that right now. But I mean, the example that you can set for your kids, if you have kids, if you have nieces and nephews, the example that you can set for them with those ripples, right? We've talked about ripples before. Everybody knows about the theory with ripples. You drop one little thing in that pond and it goes out, and somebody else sees it, somebody else sees it, somebody else sees it, right? And you have no idea. And that's the cool thing about ripples, because you have no idea. You have no idea the lives that you have touched days, weeks, months, even years after the fact, simply by one act or one thing that you did to inspire somebody. You have no idea, far out, years down the road, you have no idea the life that you may have touched. It could be somebody in another state. It could be somebody in another country. You don't know. Because you set in motion one little tiny ripple in that pond months, weeks, days before. It's an amazing, amazing thing. I mean, we could be the kind of a jerk about it and go back to some of these young guys. And when I say young, I mean young in their BV journey. We could be that person to them and say, hey, you're I think you're trying to overstep. You're just chill. Just let yourself get your footing and learn about BV first. We could say that kind of stuff to people, but you're tearing down somebody that's already a positive force, right? Why would you do that? Why would you do that to somebody who by their very nature is already a positive person, and they're trying to start a journey as a supporter or as a hopeful to be a part of the Bearded Villain community that you know and love for the right reasons. So why would you even consider tearing somebody down like that and trying to put somebody in their place or something like that? If they're not hurting and they're not saying something that's against the message and the beliefs of the Bearded Villains, more power to them. Let them speak their mind. Let them speak their piece, because you never know. They could be that positive light to somebody else. They could be the positive force that somebody else needs to hear. I want you guys to be that candle that has no problem. It doesn't cost you anything. Your candle loses nothing by lighting somebody else's candle. And it could be somebody who's been a positive force for you that just needs some pickup right now, right? There are people out there that we know and love that have been a positive influence in our lives that are struggling right now. There are people out there that are struggling and they just need a pickup. Their candle is dwindling. The smoke in their candle is starting to come up, right? Their flame has started to perish. You have no idea what is happening in the lives of other people. Their life, their little candle, it may be flickering with self-doubt. It may be flickering with doubt of what their financial future. It may be flickering with doubt about personal relationships. It may be flickering with doubt about where they stand in the Bearded Villains. You have that chance to be the candle that comes right back over and fully lights their candle. And it costs you nothing. You lose nothing by doing that, by popping right over and helping to reignite their inspiration. Guys, we're here for that. That's what we're here for. We are here, if nothing else, to help better the lives of other people. And it's so easy to do. It's so easy to do. Just be positive. Just be positive. Just remember that you can be the positive force to help change somebody else's life. You can be that candle, guys. Be the light to somebody else's flame today. Be the light that ignites somebody else's life and brings light back into their life. Do that for somebody.